Hello, welcome to our Lean Design and Construction presentation. We are going to be speaking about the applications of lean thinking, the value in the industry, the benefits for customers, design and construction companies, the 8 types of waste, tools of the Lean Toolkit, challenges of implementing lean, and examples and results. The application of lean thinking to design and construction. Applying lean thinking to the construction industry can be an excellent way of increasing productivity and decreasing different types of wastes inside companies. But what is lean construction? The goal of lean construction is to improve the delivery process of projects in order to effectively meet clients' needs and increase the overall efficiency of constructors. It is all about delivering value while increasing the company's profitability and providing it with a strong competitive advantage. Lean construction. Applying lean thinking in construction is slightly different than applying lean thinking in productions. The construction industry is an industry that is highly project-based, which means that it involves more actions with a beginning and an end, rather than being an ongoing process. Lean construction can be continuously applied through design, procurement, manufacturing, and construction. For lean constructors, it is essential that clients, designers, suppliers, and contractors work together. The value of lean thinking in the industry. The value for companies. First of all, it provides a framework for continuous improvement in internal processes. It eliminates wastes and errors. It identifies the processes that deliver customer value and value stream. It provides ways to eliminate unnecessary activities that do not add value. And it ensures a cleaner, safer, and more efficient work environment. For customers, they end up receiving projects in a shorter period of time. There is improved communication between the clients and the company, leading to a higher satisfaction after the project is completed. There is the ability to quickly intervene at a specific point when a change must be done, and it increases flexibility regarding the client's needs.
As we've seen in class, waste can be defined as those parts of the process that do not contribute or add any value to the final outcome. So one way of viewing waste is through the 8 wastes, also called the MUDA. In the construction and designing industry, these 8 wastes can be seen as transportation, such as double handling, inventory, such as early deliveries and the deterioration of materials, motion, weighting of materials, information for the next operation, as well as guidelines, as well as overproduction, overprocessing, defects, and skills as in untapped human potential. So my team and I have come up with a set of lean tools that will help construction companies to minimize, if not eliminate, these types of waste that are so recurrent in the construction industry. So the first 3 tools that we came up with are Kaizen, Kanban, and Andon. So Kaizen in the construction industry is all about identifying waste in construction design and building processes, which has been revealed as a big percentage of the total project costs. So by identifying the waste and applying a continuous improvement approach, these companies will be able to improve productivity and reduce costs. At the same time, they will also try to improve the total involvement of the employees in order to minimize waste. And since there is a lot of waste in construction, there's also a lot of room for improvement. On the other hand, as in Kanban and Andon, I specifically refer to the Kanban and Andon boards, where construction teams can visualize the stages of their work process. So basically, these boards will turn into value stream maps, providing teams with the ability to quickly discover constraints, eliminate waste, and at the same time to promptly react to emerging issues. So as I said before, the Kanban board will turn into value stream maps. So value stream mapping is very important, since by drawing everything in the process, meaning the flow chart of materials and information, as well as the map of the different processes, one will be able to achieve maximum synchronization, as well as identifying the possible bottlenecks. Therefore, by measuring and visualizing the waste in the process, in terms of material flow and information flow, construction companies will be able to have a clear statistical picture of the processes, both in terms of time and in terms of distance. On the other hand, another strategy that could be used are the pull strategy, just-in-time, and Ejunka. So pull strategies and just-in-time, as we've seen in class, means to not start producing until demand is met. Therefore, to start, in this case, would be to start designing or building as soon as orders come in. On the other hand, Junka goes to mean a leveling the type of the amount of production in a fixed period of time. Therefore, this would allow the production to meet customer demand through batches, and it would result in reduced inventory, reduced capital cost, manpower, and production lead time. Other two lean tools that we identified are the 6 S's and standardization. So by applying these two tools, when the 6 S's, as we've seen in class, it's sort, set in order, shine, standardize, sustain, and safety. And the standardization means making all the processes very easy to use and standardize, so almost the same. So by standardizing the operations and by applying the 6 S's, all the types of mood, all the types of waste can be reduced and avoided by construction companies. And finally, the last two lean tools that we found the important in order to reduce waste are the 5 Whys and fishbone diagram, as well as the Gemba walk. So the five Whys, basically by identifying the root cause as well as the minor causes of the problem, which are represented as the branches of the fishbone. And the construction company will be able to reduce all types of muda, as well as with the Gemba walk, basically by going to the Gemba, to the work, is observing the project's moving parts from administrative to the construction processes. And the goal is to gain awareness of how work is performed at every stage of the process and make improvements that the employees can do themselves.
Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the challenges of implementing lean in the construction industry. First, we have political challenges, which can be that procedural documents can take long to implement in the company to implement lean tools. And then we have, since like lean is not yet globally accepted from governments, maybe they don't want to invest in it or collaborate with companies doing this, and it can be a challenge. Then we have economical challenges, which are variable cost of lean tools. It can be that implementing tools, lean tools can increase costs sometimes. And also we have the consulting cost of trying to implement those tools, which can be high, and sometimes for not very large project, it's not worth it. Then we have technical challenges. We have the complexity in design. Since it's the construction industry and they have to be very careful about safety, for example, it's very complex to implement leans because you have to take into account so many things, and it can be a challenge. So we have inefficiency in takt time planning and failure in operational excellence. Then we have cultural challenges, which can be resistance to change from employees, for example, because they're always used to do things the same way. And why would they change another way? And maybe they're not convinced. And also lack of long-term lean philosophy. Lean has to be a culture thing and a long-term for the company. Then we have managerial challenges, which are misconception of lean practices. It's not that lean is hard to understand, but there is so many tools that sometimes it can be confusing, and maybe for some people it's not that easy to get it. And also we can have a lack of top management support because maybe they're not convinced about it. And the last one, which is for me the most important one, is the communication. So if there is lack of communication between employees, stakeholder, or whatever, it's going to be very hard to implement lean, because that's one of the bases of lean, is to communicate and to try to find solutions together, and that's it. Now I'm going to talk about a successful example of a company that implemented lean and that had amazing results. So it's Caterpillar. Caterpillar applied lean techniques to its manufacturing facility in Victoria. So how did they do? The team members were trained on lean principles, and they put them into practice by implementing continuous improvement ideas that simplified work and eliminated wastes. So the facility conducted hands-on simulated work environment training, which helped team members identify inefficiencies and work together to reorganize the line to increase throughout the throughput. The leadership team also implemented a daily leadership process improvement dialogue to enable continuous improvement to happen quickly. So the supply chain and logistic teams worked together to organize parts into kits so that assembler had everything they needed, because then they gave it to the assemblers. And the manufacturing, engineering, and operation teams collaborated to redesign the stick and boom assembly process to optimize part flow and provide all assemblers with safety training and coaching on the new procedures. So what were the results of this? In less than 6 months, they managed to stick the assembly lines into a single one and to assemble more parts with fewer and shorter shifts. They reduced the buffer, they freeing up floor space, and they had the highest producing operating profit within North America for Caterpillar in 2019. Okay, so thank you so much for your attention, and I hope you enjoyed it.